Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm excited for us to be here today. Also, a little bit new. We are today adding in streaming on YouTube in addition to streaming on Twitch. So we'll see how it goes. I have no idea. I have gone live on YouTube, just not with this account. So we shall see. I wasn't quite sure what category I fit under on YouTube. So we're gonna experiment. I think I just went with the basic entertainment. But like in some ways I'm like, oh, but maybe I'm supposed to be something else. I don't know. So we shall see. We shall see. Now this morning, it is morning for me. We are continuing our journey on illustrating. I'm not wanting to stay down. So what I am currently doing is I am writing a children's book. It is specifically a like music themed alphabet book, specifically harp. And so it kind of goes through all the letters and yeah, I don't know. I think it's really cute. I think it's fun. I don't know how other people would feel about it, but that's how I think it is. So like up to this point, I've done a few different illustrations. I've experimented a little bit. I've done some of the more technical stuff, some of the less technical stuff. So I'm illustrating a bunch of stuff that I'm then going to scan in and like assemble in the computer after I digitize it. So for instance, we've got like, this is the gears on a pedal harp, kind of a pedal picture of the pedals on a pedal harp. We've got a lever from a lever harp that I did a few weeks ago. And then we've done more technical drawing. This is not the final one. Mostly I was trying to experiment with how I wanted to handle drawings like this. This one's not what I'd end up putting in it because it still needs some work. So in fact, I might do that next. We've got, I think this one's a little too whimsy. Almost like not enough detail. We'll have to see if that ends up in it at all. We've got an amp. Kind of like how that one turned out. In fact, you know what? We're going to add a quick shadow to that. Because, you know, might as well. The letters, I'm going to have to work on my letters. I'm not super crazy about how those turned out. So we will have to see if that ends up staying at all. I don't know. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, now that's how I want it. So that is an amp. And I would say turned out pretty good. So, and then we have like the column from a pedal harp, which I would say that's close to what I want, but I just need to add like some more squiggles here, like detail, not detail. Okay, there we go. Now I feel like that's good. But yeah, so we got the column and then the amp, which I like how that turned out. Let's see, what other things did I have? And then I needed some more technical stuff that I can like throw in on some of the pages. So we have the like grand staff, we have like overlapping brackets, we have dynamic markings, we have this is a sign for a technique in harp called the bisbigliando. And bisbigliando is kind of this sound that we do on the harp. This is for, these are, there we go. These are tuning pins, and specifically they're supposed to be like, we have two styles of tuning pins that we end up with on harp. We have threaded that are basically like a screw that the string attaches to, and then you tune that in. And then these are called tapered pins, and they go all the way through the top part of the harp. And then, of course, we have accidentals, because those are important. So sharps, flats, naturals, all those. So yeah, so far I'm really happy. Then on this guy, so on this page, what I'm working on is we've got our, these are different types of muffles and like things like that. Unfortunately, I think I need to go back through and kind of just ink it up a little bit more to add a little more contrast, because I feel like I went a little too dark. But because I painted over the top, like I can make it slightly darker. So I think that's what we'll do real quick. But I really like how these technical drawings are turning out. Like, they turned out a lot better than I thought they were going to. But yeah, so far this has been a fun project. It's been fun to come back to it, because like I originally thought of the idea several years ago, and like at the time I'd done all the letter side of it, like coming up with each word that I was going to do. And I was going to do digital art for the original like a book. And originally I was going to, because I feel like children's books should rhyme. I know they really don't need to, and there's no reason for them to rhyme other than it's fun. But I don't know. My own little brain is like, it's a children's book. It's supposed to be a little bit extra. It needs to rhyme. Again, I know not everyone feels that way, and it really doesn't need to be that way, but that's just my thing. And I tried to like be okay with it not rhyming a couple of years ago, and I couldn't, and then I never did the digital drawing, so I never actually finished the project. So then I decided to do it now, because I was needing a distractions in the morning and kind of a art project. So therefore this happened. But in doing this project, it has been interesting, because I would say it is, I think it was the right move. I think it was the right move to come back to it. I think it was the right move to switch to like a physical drawing, because I think that was one of my concerns when I first got back into this project, was like, okay, if I'm getting back into this project, do I go with like a physical art, or do I do the digital art? Because like traditionally, I normally do digital art. I'm more of a digital artist, but it was also one of those things where it was, I think I was starting to like get concerned about, I don't know, I think AI stuff just kind of freaks people out a little bit, and physical art, it's tactile, and there's like the human element to it all. So I think I was also kind of stuck on that like, if I'm gonna do an art project, I might as well do it physically, just because of like, it's nice to have that like proof that this is like a physical thing I did. So yeah, I had to kind of play around with it to figure it out because it'd been several years since I'd done watercolor, and I never actually done the combination of like watercolor and ink before. Um, but I thought it would fit the like book better. Um, so what you should know is about 2 weeks ago, I went through and I actually wrote the words for the book. And again, like sometimes I'm a little bit extra and I know that. And I just couldn't help myself. And I ended up writing the entire thing as like a poem. Um, and yeah, I wrote it all as a poem. And it, like, I don't know, I think it's pretty legit. I think it sounds really nice. Um, but I'm also a little bit weird. Yeah, and I know that. So actually, let's take a look at this because, yeah. So I had things like arch action accidentals, bridge pins, brackets, beyond, column, crown, dynamics, dolly, words for everything. Um, so, Harper's alphabet. Well, let's do this. Come take a trip down soundboard and strings with letters that dance and music that rings. Let's study each letter. Come wander with me through technique, harp structure, and music theory. So, very Dr. Seussian, I guess you could say. Um, but I don't know. It felt good. So, we are going to. Mm, right now, I think we're going to do soundboard and strings. Ooh, not that one. Let me try this. Okay, I think that's good. Now we got to do the strings. Yeah. This is kind of a fun little. It's been a fun project. I think the cool thing about it has been just having this, like, I don't know, it almost feels like a little secret of like what I'm doing in the mornings before I get to like real life. Um, it's been cool. It's a little like weird art project that like nobody really knows about except for my family. Like my family knows. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'm trying to decide. I think we will. Sorry, I'm like debating whether or not I want to pin it first or paint it first. I think we're gonna go ahead and do some pin, and then we'll do some paint, and then we'll go back and do it. But yeah. Midrib right here. Midrib is it's a strip of wood that goes down the middle of the soundboard that basically acts as like a little bit of a buffer and extra like because it kind of like sticks up just a little bit. And like the tiny harps, they don't need the midrib. It's just the it's just the big harps because the tiny ones they don't really have enough tension that it like matters as much. Ooh, I'm really excited with how this one's going. Let's see, maybe the more fine tip is this 20.2 or 0.3? I don't know for sure. That is like completely worn off. 2020. Okay, this is a 30. So this one's a 30. There we go. Okay, so now we need to paint it so it actually comes together and doesn't just look like a lot of lines on the page. Ta-da! Okay. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna touch up some of this. We have like a minute, so this is gonna be way fast. So soundboards are always the lightest part of any harp, or they're always supposed to be, because the heavier, like the lacquer, the heavier the like finish on the harp, the more likely you are that it's going to affect the sound. So it's why you don't really see black soundboards at all is because it isn't good for the sound quality of the harp, because it will affect it negatively, because it adds too much like heaviness to the instrument. So you don't really see dark soundboards. Like, even though it could look really cool, for the sake of sound, we don't do it. So we're gonna make it just slightly darker. We're gonna go really fast because I've got to jump into a lesson in just a minute. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more color. Just barely gonna add in just a little bit of this color. Just enough. That was probably a little bit too much. It'll work. I spread it out enough. So we're gonna finish there for today. Thanks guys for joining us. This was fun, but ta-da! We're getting there. This is kind of fun. Like I said, I'm gonna stop there today because I have to run off to a lesson. Only have a half hour. Glad we could meet up today. I'm excited to be trying to go to more than one platform, and it'll be interesting to see. So thanks for joining us today. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So bye.